Hello everyone and welcome to Mindfulness Monday. I am Amy Moskovitz and I'm the reference manager at Haverford Township Free Library, and I'm here today to give you some breathing techniques and tips for relaxation and mindfulness. And these are things that you can do right away, and they will bring you into more of a state of relaxation and bring you into the present. You can try them a few times a week until you get comfortable, and you can discontinue them if you feel any discomfort or agitation. Note that I'm not a medical professional or a therapist. These are just techniques and strategies that I have brought into my own mindfulness practice that I would like to share with you to bring you into more of a state of calm and peace. So let's get started. We have 4 different breathing techniques today that I would like to share with you. And the first one is about loosening the body. This one actually doesn't involve any breathing. This is just about loosening up different muscle categories. And we're going to start this in a state of relaxation on our backs. So if you have a towel or a blanket, you can lay that out under you. I'm just going to lay on this rug. We're going to lay on our backs. In yoga, we call this pose Shavasana. So if you're familiar with Shavasana, you're going to lay in that position. You can splay out your arms and legs slightly and let the ground under you support your body completely. What we do in this first technique is we tighten and loosen all of the muscle groups, starting with our toes all the way up to our head. So you can start by wiggling your toes and then tighten your toes, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as hard as you can without pain, but tighten, 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 and let go. Good. Now bring in your feet. Squeeze the feet at the ankles. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let go. Now we're going to start with our right leg. And you're going to squeeze and tense up all of the muscles in your right leg. At the same time, squeeze and tighten. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Squeeze. You should see my right leg being activated. And release to the ground. Let the ground support your body. And now we're going to do the same thing with the left leg. Squeeze and tighten and activate every muscle in your left leg. Squeeze and tighten your leg, and release. Now you should start to feel a difference in your lower body. Maybe you'll start to notice something different than before. Now come to your hips and your abdomen. Start to tighten the muscle groups of the hips and the abdomen. Tighten and squeeze those muscles. Tighten, 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 bring them in. Tight and squeeze. Squeeze them into your back. Press and release. Good. Release them down into the floor. Let the floor ground and support you. Good. Now we're going to go up to our backs. Tighten. And release. Good. Let's come to our right arm. Here we are. Let's squeeze the hands all the muscles in our right hand, squeeze and tighten. Make a big fist. And release. Good. Now squeeze all the muscles in the arm, all the muscles in the right arm. Let's bring it in. Bring it into the shoulder. Bring it up to the ear. Good. And release. Let's do the same thing on the left side. Let's make a big fist on the left side. Strong and tight. Squeeze that left fist tight. Squeeze those muscles. Everything else should be nice and loose, but your left fist. And release. Good. Now bring that left arm up to the shoulder. Tighten all those muscles of the left arm. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Squeeze up. Notice how your right side feels while you're tightening your left. And release. Good. Release those arms out. Notice how your body feels now while we've tightened and released most of those muscle groups. Now we're going to come to the head. Let's tighten some of our face muscles. Let's start with the mouth. Tighten. Make almost a grimace with your mouth. And release. Good. Tighten up some of the other face muscles now. Squeeze your eyes, your nose. Tighten up the muscles of the face. Squeeze tight. Last one. And release. Good. Now remember, when you're doing this on your own, we're going to come up nice and slow. When you're doing this on your own, you can take all the time you want. I sped this up a little bit just for purposes of the video, but you can really take your time, really work on tightening and loosening all of those muscle groups. Notice how one side might feel different than the other side. Work on breathing while you're doing this. Really focus on your body, and then work on releasing all of those muscles into the ground, and work on feeling how the ground is really supporting your body while you're doing this. Now let's work on our breath. The first thing that we're going to do is some deep breathing. We call this belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. We're breathing from our diaphragm. And what you want to do is place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And you want to make sure that you're filling up your belly first. Think about how you may have seen a person when they're sleeping and they're not cognizant of how they're breathing. When we're cognizant of how we're breathing during the day, we breathe shallowly and we breathe just into our chest, and our chests fill up first. But when we're sleeping and we're not cognizant of how we're breathing, our bellies go up and down. So you may have seen that in a film or when you watch a child sleeping. So we're going to be focusing on our deep breathing and filling up our bellies first, kind of like filling up a balloon. So what we're going to do is practice deep breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, and filling up our bellies with air and having our bellies go up and down and in and out through the inhalation and exhalation. So practice breathing in and out through the nose only. And when you breathe in, fill up your belly first with air. Have this hand go up and down. And then this hand can come up and down second, if at all. Breathe in. And watch my right hand extended first with my belly, like filling up a balloon. And then on my exhalation, my belly goes in, like I'm letting out the air of the balloon. Let's try that again. Breathe in. My belly goes out, like I'm filling up the balloon with air. Breathe out. And belly goes in, like we're letting the air out of the balloon. My chest shouldn't really rise and fall at all in this diaphragmatic breathing. The other way that you can practice this is by lying on your back and putting a heavy book on your stomach and seeing if you can make the book raise and lower with your breaths. Raise and lower the book. And if you do that, you can tell that your belly is expanding with the air and it is deflating as you exhale. And that's called diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. The next one that we're going to do is called reverse nostril breathing. And for this, what you want to do is place 2 fingers, your first 2 fingers, on what we call our third eye. And this is in between, right here, our third eye. We're going to place our thumb on our one nostril and our last 2 fingers on our other nostril, just really gently for now. So it looks like this. What we're going to do is first take a deep breath in through our nose, always through our nose, and close off our right nostril with our thumb and exhale through our one nostril that we have open. I'm going to now breathe in through my left nostril. Breathe out through my left nostril. And then close it off. Breathe in through my right nostril. Exhale through my right nostril. Then inhale through my left nostril. And I'm going to keep switching as I inhale and exhale. Exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And while reverse nostril breathing is really great for lowering blood pressure, you don't want to do this if you're sick or if you're congested. So keep that in mind for reverse nostril breathing. So those are all of the practices that we're going to do today. So keep in mind your loosening of the body, your deep breathing, your belly breathing, and your reverse nostril breathing. We have another one of these practices coming up in May for Mindfulness May with even more techniques and tips. I hope that you've enjoyed our first installment of Mindfulness Mondays, and I hope that you can keep these with you for some relaxation and peace. Thank you so much for joining me today.